Hey, Assalamu alaikum. In this video we will understand about how you can lose fat via four things. So let's understand about that, easy to understand. So I will basically give the explanation with the easy way to understand. You can understand easily. So number one important thing you should need to understand, whenever you are eating the bad eating habit, you are eating the junky food like the rich amount of the carbohydrate but no protein, no fat. So in this way basically even the fat containing the carbohydrate also, which that will lead to cause obesity and increase the fat in your adipose tissue, and this is a problem which that will lead to cause obesity, and the obesity which that will lead to cause heart disease, your brain disease, and the digestive system disease, inflammation, and in this way the basically aging will progress. So how to reduce your fat, that is important thing. Basically I am not talking about the more shredding, but you can reduce as much as possible for normal physiology of your body and keep health. So keep healthy. So in this let's understand about that, how to reduce the fat. If you have more abdomen, more fat but less muscle, so let's understand. Basically number one thing is the fasting and intermittent fasting. Fasting basically trigger the growth hormone while buffer the insulin, and in this way the insulin is important anabolic hormone, but it is also important for the synthesis of the fat in your body, in the adipose tissue. In this way the insulin trigger the fat accumulation in the adipose tissue, while the growth hormone basically inhibit the fat accumulation, while it will basically reduce the fat. Lipolysis will occur. The lipo means the fat, lysis means the breakdown. In this way the growth hormone should be spiked, and it can be possible due to the fasting, because fasting will not spike the insulin, and in this way the fasting directly spike the growth hormone, and the growth hormone basically function very advanced, like the deposition of the glucose in the liver, but also deposition of the glucose in the muscle due to the insulin like growth factor 1 triggered in the muscle and liver due to the growth hormone. While on the other hand, on the other case, the growth hormone also trigger the synaptogenesis in your brain and neuroplasticity and the neurogenesis. In this way your nervous system health will be improved. While on the other hand, the growth hormone also decrease the fat. So in this way the decrease of the fat due to the growth hormone trigger via fasting. While on the other hand, let's understand about the second thing is the exercise. Already people know about that. Exercise will reduce the fat. How it reduce the fat? Due to the beta oxidation and our consumption of the fat after the glucose in the gym, when the glucose will clear up, and in this way the fat will be used and further beta oxidation will trigger. And this is the important second thing, the exercise. Exercise should be a 1 hour to 2 hours, which that will lead to get the target for the beta oxidation, and in this the beta oxidation will also improve the mitochondria. Beta oxidation also improve the production of ATP. On the other hand, decrease the lactic acid fermentation. On the other hand, important thing you should need to understand the hypoxic stress. Whenever you will work out hard, you should get the hypoxic stress will lead to activate the certain type of growth factor, which that increase the lipolysis, even increase the growth hormone. So basically for short, to understand the exercise basically increase the growth hormone when you will exercise and when you will go into the rest and eat the food. So that is important thing you should need to understand. And number three thing is the sleep. When you will more sleep, you will burn fat more due to the growth hormone will spike. In this way the growth hormone when spike, so burning of the fat will be increased. So this is the important thing you should need to understand, the more burning of the fat due to the more sleep. And the last one is the ketogenic diet with the concern with micronutrients. When you will enter the ketogenic diet, means the high fat with the caloric restriction, with the low protein, while the minimize the carbohydrate. While in this case, when you will basically increase the fat, in this way you should keep in mind it is the low calorie, not increase the calorie, because the increase of the calorie will more increase the basically insulin will buffer itself, but insulin will slightly spike, lead to more obesity increase, not decrease. So remember about that. Ketogenic diet with the caloric restriction, with the concern with the micronutrient. Micronutrient mean you can add the vegetable to basically function properly, like you can get the potassium, sodium, magnesium, copper, zinc, and iron, and all these things which are also present in the salads and green vegetable, and raw green vegetable is important. So on the other hand, important thing you should need to understand, basically the green vegetable is also fiber containing, and in this way your digestive system problem will be clear, and in this way the fat reduction will increase due to the microbiome function properly, because dysbiosis also cause the obesity and increase accumulation of the fat. And this is, remember about that, ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet should be a caloric restriction, remember again. So in this way the caloric restriction will lead to basically improve the fat loss goal. And this is the important thing, is that basically, and micronutrient is very important, and it can be improve your overall health, and it can be basically the micronutrient you can get from the green vegetable and salads, which that contain rich amount of the potassium, which that is the intracellular cation is also important. And in this way basically you should keep healthy and basically decrease your depression. Basically ketogenic diet and fasting also decrease the inflammation and the depression, basically depression disorder and the depression, anxiety, stress will be decreased due to the fasting and ketogenic diet. In this way you can decrease the stress, will lead to decrease the obesity. Basically obesity is also the sign of the stress. So in this way the increase of the cortisol hormone will lead to cause obesity due to the our production of the glucose in the blood due to the gluconeogenesis and glycogenolysis. So important things you should need to understand. So the spike of the glucose will lead to increase the insulin, which that deposit again that sugar from your other part of the body, like the liver, into the fat, into the adipose tissue. So I hope you make sense about that. You can lose your fat through 4 things: sleep and the ketogenic diet and the fasting. On the other hand, the exercise. These 4 things you should remember, and don't use the mobile and other devices during the night time, during the sleeping time, because it will disturb your sleep pattern, and in this way you will basically feel the problem. I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video for this time. Bye. Allah Hafiz.